the glider-bomb troops, 2 battalions of them, were took to Oslo, and well, you can imagine the great rejoicings what went on. And we were in Oslo when King Haakon and his parliament and everything came back, and there were huge celebrations. And I think we were in Oslo for about 2 weeks. Now, what about the German soldiers what are still in Norway? Now, the Norwegian authorities wanted them shifted out of Norway as quickly as possible. So what they did, 2 or 3 officers were drove in the mountains or wherever the Germans were. Maybe there was a little camp A and 2 mile away, camp B, and so on. And what they had to do, they was all ordered, somebody who spoke German, they were told, instead of being in 4 camps, all be in 1. So we know where you are. And now the idea after a few weeks was they wanted to identify German guards what had been, there were concentration camps in Norway, and they had Russian prisoners, well, all these have been cruelly treated. Now, when it was our turn to do a raid, the battalion, or most of it, had an early evening meal, and then we'd drive probably 100 miles in trucks. And this camp, of course they were in forest, etc., a mountain, would surround all the camp so nobody could escape. And then you were given a duty. I was promoted to corporal then, and they got what happened. When it come daylight, they went in the huts and they said, they got the man in charge, the German commander, get all your troops out and line them up in 3 lines, well apart, and your different duties. My duty for once was to be an escort, and they'd have 3 or 4 Norwegian underground people would have been tortured, and the idea was to find out, spot any men they could definitely identify. Because a lot of German SS men in his guard had put ordinary uniforms on and mixed with them. And now, I did know this, that the German SS troops, and I think the tank troops, they had the blood group tattooed here. So that if there was 4 men in the tank and 1 was injured, they knew it was the same blood group. I'm talking about the early days at war, and but there were some SS men, which I didn't know then either. They knew they were spotted with this, so what they did, they were getting some sort of acid and putting it on and burning the tattoo. But it left a huge scar behind, so there was no hiding. And now, your different duties. Now, this fella, I was told to escort this German soldier to his billet. He was walking slow. I said, get a move on and I'll kick you one up the backside. And in perfect English, he turned round and just says to me, under the Geneva Convention, you can't do things like that to me. I said, can I not? Well, I was using naughty words and all. And he said, I'm not a German. I said, well, that's a German uniform you've got on. And he said, well, I'm a native of Finland. I said, but you volunteered for the German army and you thought... So I said, now, if you don't get a move on, I'm going to hit you with the butt of my rifle. And anyway, I got him to his billet, and he was he was as arrogant as any German I've met. And he'd packed in his stuff, and when he'd packed it, he said to me, what's going to happen to me? So I thought, right. I said, well, what'll happen to me? You'll be took to Oslo, you'll be given a quick reading in court, and if you're found guilty, you'll be took outside and shot. Oh, and he said, oh, I didn't know what was happening to him. That was my way of getting him back.